This is your homework helper, Mrs. Anderson. Today I will help you with Lesson 8, Write Fractions as Decimals. Let's look at this homework helper. The average length of a honeybee is 4/5 of an inch. Write 4/5 as a decimal. To write 4/5 as a decimal, we need to have a denominator that is a power of 10. Powers of 10 are 10, 100, 1,000. Okay, so I'm going to take 4/5 and I'm going to think, what power of 10 will 5 go into easily? Well, 5 will go into 10. So then I'll ask myself, how many times will 5 go into 10? What do I have to do to the 5? I'd have to times 2. 5 times 2 is 10, so I'll times by 2 on the top. 4 times 2 is 8. So now I have 8/10. Okay, so I'm going to write it as a decimal, so I'm going to write the tenths place. I only have one digit, so I'll write an 8 in the tenths place, and then I put a 0 at the front to show that there are no whole numbers. So 4/5 written as a fraction is 8/10. All right, let's look at a couple others here. Let's do, we could do 1/2. If I have 1/2, my denominator is 2, and 2 is not a power of 10. So I'm going to need to extend my fraction bar here and think of what number is a power of 10. Well, 10 is the easiest one because 2 will go into 10. So I will do 2 times 5 equals 10, and I will need to do times 5 on top. 1 times 5 is 5. 5/10, then I'll write it as, I'll need to have a tenths digit, and the digit will be this numerator, which is 5. And I don't have a whole number, so I write a 0. All right, let's do number 2. Number 2 says 11/20. I need to change 20 to a power of 10. Well, 20 can't go into 10, so instead of doing 10, I'll do 100. So I ask myself, how many times does 20 go into 10? Or what do I have to do with 20 to get to 10? Well, I need to multiply by 5. 20 times 5 is 100. So I will do times 5 in the numerator area here. 11 times 5 is 55. So now I have it written as a fraction as 55/100ths. 100 is a power of 10. So I'm going to write, I know that this is the hundredths place. I do have 2 digits, so I can write a 5 in each place, a 5 in the tenths place and a 5 in a hundredths place, and then I'll put a 0 because there's not a whole number. All right, so you'll do these other ones, but I want to do this one here that's 25. Because on this one, 25 will not go into 10, so instead of 10, I'll need to add a 0 and go into 100. So I need to ask myself, how many times will 25 go into 100? Well, I like to compare this to like quarters, because quarters are worth 25 cents. How many quarters are $1? Well, if I have 4 quarters, that makes $1. So 25 times 4 equals 100. If I times by 4 on the bottom, I need to times by 4 on the top. So I have 13 times 4. So I figure out 13 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So my answer is 52, 52 hundredths. Now, this is in the hundredths place. Here's my tenths place, here's my hundredths place. I have 2 digits, so I'll go ahead and write those numbers in. 52 hundredths with a 0 in front. Okay, and you'll do the other ones. Let's look here on the back. Courtney hit the bullseye 3/5 of the time when playing darts. Write 3/5 as a decimal. Same thing that I just did in the front. I'm going to extend my fraction bar and think of a power of 10. The first power of 10 is 10, okay, and 5 will go into 10, so that'll work. So I'll go ahead and figure that out. Times by 2, times by 2. Yesterday it rained 9/20 of an inch. Write 9/20 as a decimal. 9/20. I'm going to extend this fraction bar and do a power of 10. Okay, my first power of 10 is 10, but 20 won't go into 10, so I'll need to add a 0 and do 20 into 100. Okay, Camille shaded 12/25ths of a model. Write the decimal that represents the shaded portion of the model. 12/25ths. Okay, 25 is not a power of 10, so I'll need to write a power of 10. Okay, 25 will not go into 10, so I'll need to add a 0. 25 will go into 100. All right. Paulo built a model car that is 7/25ths the size of his dad's car. Write 7/25ths as a decimal. I do the very same thing. Okay, the same thing that I've been doing above. Bishan sold 3/20ths of his collection of sports cars. Sports cards, write 3/20ths as a decimal. I do the very same thing again. Amelia bought 9/12 pound of a slice of sliced salami at the deli counter. Which of the following decimals did the scale show? I'll do 9/12. Okay, now this one's harder here because 12 won't go into 10. 12 won't go into 100. Do you think 12 will go into 1,000? I don't know. I'm going to grab my calculator and find out if 12 goes into 1,000. It does not. Okay. So I'm going to go back down to 100 and do the best that I can, I guess. How many times will 12 go into 100? Eight times, 8.3. Wow, I'm going to times about 8. It's not quite. It's like 8 times 3. Well, maybe I can do 8 times 3. You could try that and see if that works. Okay, well, I'll try to work it out and we can talk about it tomorrow at school. So thanks for watching this homework helper video. If you have questions, feel free to ask me tomorrow at school.